If you don't understand this principle, prayer can turn into a complaining session where we just air out all our worries, tell God everything that's wrong and how bad life is, and God, I can't take this anymore. It's a whole different perspective to say, God, I have all these things coming against me, but I want to thank you that you are fighting my battles. Thank you that you hold victory in store for the upright. Thank you that what's meant for my harm, you're turning to my advantage.
Will you let God be God? Will you let God be God? But we've got to learn how to lose control. Honestly, I would much rather know that I've got a God who is awesome, who's mighty, who's powerful, who's great, who is indescribable, knowing that I have him be in control versus me having stuff in my hands and trying to control it. Because in my hands, I guarantee you I'm gonna mess it up. But in his hands, it's gonna be all right. Just trust God and let be what's going to be. Then I can reflect on the fact that, hey, if God be for me, then who in the world can be against me? And even though things don't look like how I want them to look, and even though I don't feel how I want to feel, and even though I don't got the most money in the bank, here's what I am gonna do. I'ma still remain faithful and obedient. Because I know I can sit back, trust God, because if this is where he has me, then there must be something for me. One of the lessons that I learned was how to sit and trust. Sit and trust.
So we must remember that God is bigger than anything you face in the past or will encounter in the future. Our God is not distant. He knows your pain and hurt. And while you're in your difficult seasons, he may seem silent, but he is still present and he is still in your life. And he will make things right in this life or the next life. He will remove the pain, heal the hurts, and change your life forever.
In God's hands, no script is predictable. No storyline is inevitable. No outcome is certain. Don't let the middle of the story confuse you. Don't be thrown off. Don't be thrown off because you can't see the ending. And what you expected to happen has not happened. God is writing history. And God is in charge of history. So just keep praying, keep trusting. Your story's not finished.
I'm getting up.
The scripture says joy comes in the morning. Every morning, joy is waiting for you. But let me tell you what else comes in the morning. Guilt. Look at the mistakes you've made. Bitterness. Boy, they did you wrong. Discouragement. Nothing good is in your future. Self-pity. Why were you raised like that? God sends joy every morning just for you, but the enemy sends all these other things. Now you get to choose. And here's the key. The negative is easier. Living off the surface, just going by what you feel, letting that dictate your day, that doesn't take any effort. But if you're going to live a victorious life, if you're going to reach your full potential, you have to go deeper and not be ruled by your emotions, not let feelings dictate your day. You have to choose to have a good mood despite the feelings. Choose joy despite the discouragement. Choose faith despite the doubt.
I feel like, look, the Lord laid just a few things on my heart for you today, and honestly for me today. And the first is this: if you want to be free, really free, you have to start by accepting what cannot be changed. You have to accept what cannot be changed. The pain of life, the things that we wish to God that could be changed but cannot be changed.
Would you do the world a favor and be you? Because everybody else is already taken. Do the world a favor and be you. The world needs you, or God wouldn't have made you. If God wanted me to be somebody else, I wouldn't be here. I would be them. Stop trying to be somebody else. Stop letting the culture define what's beautiful. God says you're beautiful. Have you listened to God's voice in Psalms 139, 13, and 14? That when you were in your mother's womb, you were wonderfully and fearfully made? Have you looked in the mirror and said, I'm wonderfully and fearfully made because God says? Or have you looked at TV images? Have you looked at magazine covers and said, oh, I'm ugly because I don't look like them? And God is going, precious child, you are beautiful to me.
Well, we may not be able to see him, but he's our ever-present help. God is with us. And just by remembering and dwelling on that fact that he's with us, it'll help to calm our fears. Boy, we need that reminder sometimes. When you feel all alone in the midst of your worry and fear and anxiety, God is with you. God is with you.
Jesus can use our little faith. Some of y'all are waiting to get great faith to do great things from God. And I want you to know, big miracles are the result of little faith in your life. Jesus says it this way in Matthew chapter 17, very truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, because nothing will be impossible to you. That's for us as believers. Nothing is impossible. So I want you to know, you don't have to have great faith to experience great things from God. It starts with little faith to just say, in the middle of this trial, in the middle of this battle, in the middle of the storm, God, I'm going to turn to you.
The disciples didn't expect the storm. But now this group, several of them, by the way, expert fishermen, were fighting for their lives as the waves threatened to sink their boat. The disciples thought they weren't going to make it. Jesus was so disturbed by the storm that he was taking a nap. Well, the disciples panicked. Jesus slept. Here's why that's so encouraging. It lets you know Jesus isn't intimidated by your storm. To you, it seems impossible, unending, devastating. Jesus, on the other hand, isn't frightened by it in the least.
Only a fraction of the human population ever truly thanks God personally. Only a fraction of the human population ever truly lives a life of gratitude. It's so easy to start with a complaining attitude. It's so easy to roll out of bed and start seeing the glass is half empty. What isn't that should be? What's lost that I should have, and so on and so on. And it's just a pattern of thinking.
Your future is not connected to people that left. Your future is connected with those who stayed. And this was a lesson to me, that those who left did not take God's destiny for my life, but it's those that stayed are the ones that God is going to be using and God is going to be empowering. So don't focus on those who left. Focus on those that are here, that are with you.
If you're going through a storm, the first lesson you got to learn is God is always with you if you're a believer. There will be nothing I will face or you the rest of our life alone. Jesus is in my boat. He's in there. He's in my life and in my boat. And if you're a believer, he's in your boat too. God promises every believer, lo, I am with you always. I will never leave you or forsake you. Isaiah 43, verse 1 and 2. Fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. When you pass through the waters, I'll be with you. When you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. What a promise. If your boat's rocking, don't worry. If you're a believer, Jesus is in your boat. So remember God's closeness. He's still with you.
You know, before I actually physically get out of bed, I just take that moment to remember, and one of my favorite verses for the morning is Psalm 143, verse 8. And it says, let the morning bring me word of your unfailing love. For I've placed my trust in you. Show me the way I should go, for to you I entrust my life. And then I simply say, good morning, Lord. I don't know where you're going, but wherever you're going, I'm coming with you. It's just a way of acknowledging, Lord, my steps are ordered by you. So today I want to gladly walk close to you in the steps that you have ordered.
Spending time with God means thanking him continually. You know, in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 18, God says, in everything give thanks, for this is the will of God. And he says, in everything give thanks. Why should I give thanks in everything? Because in everything, God's going to provide.
When you lie in the bed in the morning, you can dwell on the negative, everything that's wrong. You're going to draw in more negative, more discouragement. Or in the face of those feelings, you can start thinking faith-filled thoughts, positive, hopeful, uplifting. That's what you're going to draw in. And it's important to start the day off in faith. This is when the enemy works overtime to try to give you the blahs. Instead of letting him set the tone, why don't you set the tone? Before you get out of bed, you need to decide it's going to be a good day and you're going to live it in faith. And sure, you may have challenges, but God is on the throne. He's fighting your battles. While He's working, instead of being discouraged, worried, in a bad mood, why don't you enjoy your life? I'm not asking you to deny what you feel. I'm asking you to add the yet. I had a bad break, yet will I rejoice. My child is off course, I should be depressed, yet I'm hopeful, knowing God has the final say. These people at work aren't treating me right. My feelings are telling me to get bitter, to be angry, to pay them back. But I know God is my vindicator, so yet will I rejoice. Yet will I have a smile. Yet will I be good to people. The psalmist said, a good person may fall 7 times, but the Lord will raise them up. Sometimes you can't get up on your own, but God is right there with you, lifting you, strengthening you, healing you, breathing in your direction. Every morning, start the day off in faith. Father, thank you that this is going to be a great day. God, I'm grateful that I'm alive. Thank you that you chose me before I could choose you. Thank you for my family. Thank you for good health. Thank you for opportunities. Thank you for surrounding me with your favor. Lord, I'm going to live this day to the full.
Get up every morning, drop down on your knees by the side of your bed right away and just say, Jesus. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Help me today behave the way you want me to behave. You know, you work for God. You're on His payroll. If you go out and do what you're supposed to every day, you'll get your paycheck. God will take care of you. Come on, I'm talking to you. God will take care of you. We all work for God.